And it's lights out and away to the comments. Yeah, so the business was a bit of an interesting one, really.
Living in Newcastle, you hear through the Geordies and whatnot about like these sort of like, I guess, pieces of intel. But this might be, I guess, one of the most positive international breaks for us as a gallery, because bear in mind, guys, if if you're participating in the Comments Premier League, if you've ever needed to comment on a video, it would be this one. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Under-23s Road to Glory. In today's episode, we'll of course be recapping our Under-23s performance and how they did over the weekend. We will be re-rolling the giveaway as well, so make sure you stay tuned to that, because no one's claiming the giveaway yet. So the giveaway is still up for grabs, and of course we'll be recapping the MLS stuff. Let's go.
And it's lights out and away to the comments.
That's fitting for the F1 then. I'm pretty sure. Well, there's a F1 actually this weekend as well. We got China up next, so let us know in the comments who you think's going to win China. Hopefully McLaren. But yeah, speaking of comments, obviously appreciate you lot in the comments of the last video. A little bit less than usual. I don't know why that is, but hopefully you boys are still enjoying the series, man. Come on, get commenting. But yeah, so obviously the Comments Premier League actually, I guess, ties in with that, because no one won any points. So not a great one for the Comments Premier League in general. You know, a bit of an L for the comments. So come on, boys, you need to step it up. You know what I mean? Step up your game. So yeah, we'll delete all of the suggestions. I think the closest one to getting points was Mr. Baidu. Am I correct, Cal?
Yeah, he was fifth.
Ooh, yeah. So if you commented Baidu, you got a little bit unlucky, but yeah. So looking at our results for the weekend, then I need to. Which one are we at? Oh,
Game
here we
week
are.
62.
Yeah. So we have the one with Sirius. We had Sirius got a clean sheet actually. That's a good start,
Yeah.
especially who wasn't 100% on to play, so that's always a good one. And then Ali Anderson with an assist, love to see it. Obviously the absolute boy. Baidu with some great AA. Neko conceding two, not ideal. And yeah, Kitano making his debut as a captain. I guess not the greatest, but also not completely terrible. I guess 45. He just didn't really get as decisive, did he? So
Yeah.
could be better, could be worse. But scoring 124 points, and you'll see that actually I guess our second team or third team, whatever one it was, actually scored 123 points. So pretty similar in terms of like scoring. And in this one, yeah, pretty much the boy Stasting cooked, and the rest, not much else going on really. And then Cal, do you want to take us through the third and final ultimate unreal best team
Yeah.
ever?
So our first team that performed horrifically compared to the rest.
Makes sense.
It's just bit unlucky, really. I don't know how Asllani didn't get a goal or an assist. From the stats I saw, they were dominating, but typical fashion, they lose 1-0. Gets nothing for it. It's a similar situation with Girona as well. I don't know what's happened with them. They just can't keep a clean sheet really, and it really does affect our now stats if he doesn't get any AA. Yeah, Sound 36 points
Yeah,
isn't ideal.
he's a weird one. Like it's either 100 or 36. Like I mean,
Yeah,
it's a bit frustrating.
yeah, it's
Um,
not ideal. Sufyan, that's another. No one predicted them to lose that game, especially just 1-0 seems a bit of a poor showing from them in general. Leopold cooking as always. So I've got nothing bad to say about him. He's done well again.
done his job.
Um, yeah, and I mean Stejkal. I mean, what are you going to do against this Austrian Vienna team, especially
Yeah,
Fitz as well? He is on fire.
probably
I think
done.
his L40 is like 70.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably done well to score 38.
Yeah,
um,
so it's just a bit unfortunate, really.
yeah,
Another day it could have been a much higher score, but just the teams didn't perform as well as everyone expected.
yeah. So some highs and some lows as always with the results let's get on to the business. Our channel has finally become a partner with YouTube, and that means that you boys can become a member on the channel. How you would do that is by clicking the join button down below, and you can see all the exclusive perks to becoming a member on this channel. Not only that, but you would be massively helping and supporting a small creator in myself, making more videos like this one for you guys to enjoy. So I would really appreciate if you did join our membership down below. Thank you. Let's get on with the video. So on to the business of the account. I'll throw you over to Cal as always. Take us through it, mate.
Yeah, so the business was a bit of an interesting one, really. Nothing was going to happen because we didn't have too much money to play with anyway.
Yep.
But obviously, the big game on the weekend, Liverpool Newcastle, and Newcastle coming out victorious, really put a light on Livramento as well. He had an absolute blinder, so we thought we'll try and get him in, especially with his price.
Yep.
So that meant that trying to offload the players that I couldn't offload before was a little bit of a task, but luckily I was able to offload Yari, Ibe, and then a couple of the crafts we actually got over the episodes. Delanu Arts, Nekic, Florian Grilic as well, and Ziad Larkesh all departed. And to my amazement, we actually got the exact amount of money needed to be able to buy Livramento.
Nice.
Got 62p for that trade, which took our balance to 88p, and we were able to get Tino Livramento in, which is, you'll see later on,
Yeah.
massive for lineups.
Yeah, so if you look at the thought obviously, I'm a big driving point as to why we're picking up Livramento. Obviously, a big Newcastle collector myself, and yeah, I sort of said to Cal like, so if you look at Livramento's scores sort of at the start of the season, they're not insane. They're not the best to be honest. Like 30, 40s here or there. He gets the odd decisive. It's not insane, but all of these are being played in the right back position. And yeah, obviously living in Newcastle, you hear through the Geordies and whatnot about like these sort of like I guess pieces of intel, and yeah, what sort of like brought a light to me wanting to get Livramento for the series is I was talking to one of my Geordie friends here, and I was talking about the Lewis Hall injury, and he said to me one of the biggest positives about it is that Livramento is now going to be playing left back, and he said to me that Livramento in left back is like a different beast. So obviously we can sort of see with the West Ham game, he absolutely cooked. I'm hoping that he sort of stays in that trajectory. Obviously, we've seen him, like Cal says, against Liverpool cooking, but he also played obviously left back against West Ham, and probably is going under a lot of people's radar. And I'm thinking if he scores anything like this, with plus the decisive, you're looking at 100 pretty much. So yeah, I think Livramento is going to be a good one, and has more good scores left in him this season. So I think it was kind of like a no-brainer, and especially at ATP, definitely can't go wrong, can you, Cal?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So with that being said, this is the team we have lined up for, I guess, the weekend. And obviously, you guys know when it comes to international break, the gallery naturally does struggle a little bit because, yeah, it's just obviously we're on a budget, so the players that we buy tend to not play for their nations if they're on a budget. But this might be, I guess, one of the most positive international breaks for us as a gallery because finally, I think we have an international break where all of the players that we are playing have a good chance of starting. So yeah, Sirius obviously we know he's going to play. Williams is 90%. Vitti is 75. So you like to think so. I think, like me and Cal were discussing before, internationals is a bit of a flip of a coin anyway. So 75 you actually probably take. Brennan also 75, and Livramento actually has 2 games. It's a double game week, so we don't necessarily think he will play against Albania, but he could play the second game. So yeah, Cal, do you want to let them know your thoughts on our lineups then?
Yeah, so it's in my eyes a very strong one. Wales tend to do quite well against teams like Kazakhstan. They tend to score quite a few goals and don't really concede as well, which is which is a plus for Nico Williams. And him and Brennan both have a really good chance there of getting a decisive. Livramento, yeah, as you touched on, he's going to play one of the games, in my opinion. So it's kind of a no-brainer to have him in there. It works perfectly for us. So Royce is nailed. He's having a really good season, and Nashville is pretty poor at the moment. They might be on the up trajectory, but still probably not where they need to be. And then Viti, yeah, his in my eyes going to play even if he comes off the bench. That 35 points could actually be massive here with the amount of four stacks that people are going to be putting out,
Hmm.
um, or the rotations that could happen.
True.
So I think we've got a very good chance of getting a decent reward. Not saying we're gonna get top three, but saying we've got a good chance of getting possibly even a card reward from this. Because at the
Yep.
moment, I know it's a couple of days before deadline, but only 500 teams submitted so far. So
Yep.
top 160 get a card. So it's not out of the realm.
I was gonna say it's looking pretty good on the rewards front for this lineup. Obviously, any spare parts, I think we have a Baidu potentially.
Yeah,
Obviously, we'll throw
yeah, he's
him
the only other
into
one.
yeah, we'll throw him into a warm up perhaps. And yeah, speaking of rewards, we are going to get onto that. But just before we do, do you want to go ahead and pick your player for the Commons Premier League, Cal?
Oh yes, yeah.
Now,
So I'm
I was going to say before you pick your player, bear in mind, guys, if you if you're participating in the Comments Premier League, if you've ever needed to comment on a video, it would be this one because there's only 5 of our under 23s playing. So you do the maths. You've got a very good chance of winning points
yeah.
in this video. So if you're here and you're watching to this point, we've only got 5 players playing, and literally the four no sorry 6 players. So the 5 you see on screen and Baidu, but Baidu getting a start for his country might be a little bit. Yeah, so pretty much you just have to pick one player from this lineup and pray that they finish in the top three, and you're probably going to get points. So yeah, go on then, Cal. Who are you going to go for?
Yeah, I've got two players in my mind that I'm fairly confident they're going to do well, but I'm actually going to go with Livramento, I think.
Ooh,
Especially if he gets the game against Latvia,
okay.
which I'm hoping. Not only is he gonna most likely get a clean sheet, but
Mm,
he'll be bombing down that left channel, especially um, with the team we've got
yeah,
going into the internationals.
yeah,
He's got very capable of getting a DA,
yeah, true.
but he'll get so much AA from that game. So I think
Hmm.
it's probably the safer pick out of the two players I was thinking, but
Yeah, I was gonna
sort of
say,
also somewhat no
oh,
brainer.
yeah, fair enough. I mean, I do rate, I rate the pick there. I'm gonna go with Neco Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm assuming he was the other one you were
yeah,
debating
yeah.
between.
He was the other
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So I've gone with Neco Williams. I think I don't know who I would have preferred actually. To be fair, probably I'm happy with either or.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that either one of them, or probably both of them, will be top three to be honest. But yeah, I'm expecting to see a lot of comments for Livramento, Williams, and probably Brennan. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to move on to some of the rewards today. So let me pull up the screen here.
yeah.
Now, sort of just so you boys know, we are opening the rewards now, as you can see, as Cal's doing whilst I speak. But the Thursday promotion thing is tomorrow, so we do record on Wednesdays, just so you boys know. We like to be ahead of the thing because I've got to obviously edit it and do the thumbnail, yada yada yada. So pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretty much open the boxes now, and then on stream tomorrow. I'm going to open the crafts with Cal, record it, and then put it in the second part or in the next part of this video, if that makes sense. So we'll open the boxes now, see what we get, and then pretty much the crafts will come tomorrow. But for you
Yeah.
guys, in a second. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
a lot
all
of
the
tickets, a
boxes.
lot of tickets.
We will also preface that we'll have the guaranteed one craft, which should be, I think, yeah, fairly 50-50,
Mhm.
um, which is quite nice. But we've also got from the challenge from the San Diego lot another
Mhm.
20 essence, which is another two crafts. So you should be seeing
Yeah.
if all goes well, 3 crafts.
Yep, so you'll see them crafts now. Okay, so Cal has sent me a clip of him doing the crafts, so we're going to watch it together. I haven't reacted to this yet, so yeah, let's see what he managed to pick up for us in the gallery. So I think we've just got one craft, by the looks of things. Obviously, it's half price today on Thursday. That's why it's a bit of a weird, I guess, format. But yeah, because Cal's unfortunately working. But I'm reacting to it. It is, ooh, Nigerian, forward, Osimhen. Is the only one I know. Oh, Montreal. Oh, is that Owosu? No, Ibrahim. Okay, I was gonna say that the only Montreal forward I could think of was Owosu. To be fair, and I think that is. Oh no, we do have some more crafts actually because we got the 20. Yeah, the claim the 20 from the mission. So we got another two crafts actually. So this should be a good one. So the first one's I guess Montreal. Or from from MLS, which is decent. Second one, ooh, very high serial number, English defender. Ooh, Newcastle. No way, is it? Is it? Oh, for a second there, I thought it was gonna be Livramento again. Like obviously because we just got him, you seen in this video. But yeah, Dan Burn, that's a belter. Obviously he just got his first England call up, so that's a good one. And then another low serial number, so probably MLS Brazilian midfielder. Ooh, defender. No, Rodri. No. Ooh, I don't know who this is. Who is it? Diego. Okay, I don't know much about him, but overall pretty decent rewards there. I think Dan Burner's a bit of a bit of a heater. And yeah, we got I guess two more ML. Oh, actually no, I don't think the Brazilian. Yeah, he's not. He must be J League or K League. Yeah, J League I think. So yeah, maybe a couple of quid for him. Definitely a couple of quid for Dan Burn, and yeah, probably a couple of quid for the forward as well. I would assume. Let's have a look. How much is he guys? Not a starter, unfortunately. Might get a couple of quid from him. Pretty decent crafts. What do you boys think? If you're watching this video now and you're thinking about signing up to Sorare, do not forget to use my link in the description down below. It does really help out a small creator like myself, and if you do use that link, you will even win yourself a free limited card. Okay, so obviously you guys know the past couple of weeks we've been doing a giveaway, but no one's claiming this win. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll these three. If none of these three comment on the video, the first person to comment on this video is actually going to win the Alex Valley that we tweeted a couple of weeks ago now. So pretty much no matter what, someone's going to win in the next episode, assuming we get a comment. So yeah, so pretty much if none of these three on screen now, Dean, Micro, and Max Sorare, none of them comment on this YouTube video to claim their reward, then the first person that comments will win themselves an Alex Valley. But yeah, that's the best way we can do it. So moving on to the San Diego stuff then. So of course, you guys can see on screen we actually did yield a little bit of money back in the MLS and San Diego stuff. For those of you guys that don't know, obviously there is a link in the description for our spreadsheet, and you can see sort of under 23 stuff, San Diego stuff. We sort of have this San Diego stuff as like a side hustle, sort of a side mission in the MLS. And yeah, I'll let Cal take you guys away with a sort of a summary of all things MLS.
Yeah, so all in all, a pretty impressive game, even though the score was only 1-0. Um, Absolute masterclass, really, from San Diego based on the opposition they were coming up against. Just looking at stats alone, they had 17 shots compared to Columbus's 6,
Mm-hmm.
and a big XG difference as well, for 2 to a point 0.9. Absolutely dominated in the stats
Yeah.
department, and some of the shots, some of the opportunities that San Diego had, they probably should have scored quite a few more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a different day, it would have been a much different score. But if they've played this well and just got unlucky and still come away with a point, I think that says a lot about the trajectory they're on, as a new franchise, which is very positive for us.
Mm-hmm.
Means we're
I was
going to
gonna
get
say the
loads of scores in.
yeah, I was gonna say like obviously being helped with the red card, but
Yeah.
I mean even then the red card is coming in like the 60th minute, so they've made it through a decent chunk of the match, doing well. But yeah, I think pretty positive stuff from San Diego in a match that you probably expect them to lose. So Yeah, we can't be,
Yeah,
can't,
definitely.
especially we would definitely not have expected to yield money back. So we'll absolutely take that. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah,
and it
I guess
wasn't too far away from getting a bit more money. Obviously the
1 point.
player selection was a bit rogue.
Hmm.
Well, in hindsight, it was a bit rogue, but at the time, it made sense with who we were picking and where we were picking them.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Oni Valakari getting the first home goal, I believe, um, for San Diego. He was a captain enough for third lineup,
Yeah.
so that was kind of a throwaway, which was still only 19 points from a reward, which is quite fun.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, loads of players played quite well.
Hmm.
Big shout out to Christopher McVeigh scoring 110 for us with the bonus. But if you just look at his AA plus his decisive, he's still got 103.
Hmm.
Absolute rock.
That's
Him
a
and McNair have been incredible
Yeah, I
for
was
the
gonna
start of the
say
season.
that's an interesting talking point actually. What's your opinions? I seen this on Twitter. I think it was earlier today. What's your thoughts and opinions on the cap being 100?
Ooh,
Do you
that's a
think, yeah, this is an interesting like talking point. I actually like generally like because I read it and I sort of thought about it. I think my initial thought was it makes sense, like Kappa 100. But when I thought about it a bit more, I was like, you know what? If someone's on for a heater, and they score 150 odd or whatever, why are we not rewarding them? You know what I mean? Why does it have to
yeah.
be 100 cap? And then I think it would add a bit more. I get it would definitely change like the leaderboards and stuff like that for what I mean, like podiums and stuff like would be quite hard to get, but I just think it should be a bit more fun, you know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, it's not too often that you get a player
Hmm,
score 100 in
exactly.
general. Um, I think I looked at the start of the season actually, because I was quite interested in what the highest AA was, and I think it was Nathan Ake in an international game would
Hmm.
have scored without the cap 134, I believe.
Okay.
Um, which unreal score if that was
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
allowed that.
But that's what I
I'm
mean
under
is
the opinion
yeah,
that
go on.
there should not be a cap
Yeah.
in general,
Yeah.
and I think that goes both ways for me.
Hmm.
I wouldn't cap it at zero because if a player
Yeah,
has a
true.
real bad like stinker and they
Hmm.
score the lowest
Yeah.
decisive
Hmm.
and negative AA,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
back
part
that.
of parcel. But then it should go the other way that if they score more than 100, you get more than 100.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't. There was probably logistics why they done it like that,
Yeah, yeah, it's
which
probably
is
quite,
fair enough.
yeah, like coding or whatever might play a big game into that. But yeah, I didn't actually think about that. To be fair, like I think they have minuses and things like that in NBA though, so I don't know why they couldn't
Yes, they do.
implement
Yeah,
that into football. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a coding expert or anything, but yeah, let us know in the comments if you boys like the idea of maybe have a, what would you prefer to see, capped or uncapped? Let us know in the comments. I mean, I think me and Cal both of the opinion that uncapped would be quite fun. But
yes, definitely.
yeah, because it just doesn't make sense really. Think about it like from a in real life perspective. You don't just say to a player, "Oh, you're doing really well. Yeah, yeah, okay, you've done really, really well. You scored 2 or 3 goals. Brilliant. Let's just chill out now." You don't really say that, do you? You say, "Keep
No,
going, keep
not at all.
smashing it." You know what I mean? So, kind of doesn't really make sense. But of course, this is a game, not real life. But it is based on real life performance. So, I think yeah, definitely an interesting talking point that I did see and I wanted to raise with you because I didn't know if I was of the what's the right word of the when you're like I don't know what the right word is, but like of the majority opinion. There you go, that's the word. I didn't know if my opinion would be like popular or whether it would be like people actually prefer it to be how it is. I don't know. Interesting. I think Sorare in general definitely have a lot to think about over the summer and that sort of thing coming into the next sort of season because no doubt they would have had a billion suggestions on things they can improve and do better. And I think obviously a company like this being the first of its kind is always going to have these sort of I guess so many different facets they could just try out and things like that. Can definitely experiment with things like that. I think even if they done a special that was like, you know what I mean? They could experiment it with a special and just
Yeah,
be like, look,
definitely.
no cap on score or whatever, just go crazy and see how it does. They could just use that as almost like a trial period. But yeah,
Yeah, or even do it in rivals. That's
yeah,
going anyway, so you might as well do something fun with it.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, let us know if you boys like the idea of that or not. I think I don't know. I would credit wherever I saw it from, but I actually don't remember. It was just a tweet on Twitter. So if you did tweet that and you're watching this, I'm sorry I didn't credit you. But yeah,
Yeah,
not
leave it in the comment that you've
yeah,
done it.
exactly. As not my I'm not claiming that it was my sporadic fault. I just seen it, but yeah, thought it was interesting to talk about. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the. What else is it? Oh, I was gonna say there was one more thing and I forgot. Oh yeah, obviously with rivals leaving, boys. Don't forget there is going to be a farewell rivals sort of event or something. They have confirmed that. So if you boys are playing rivals and you have some spare tickets, do not forget to save them up or whatever. Because well, I'm guessing it's going to be within the next week or two that they say farewell. I'm
Got
guessing probably the end of the month, right?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they released pitch notes today. I
Mm.
haven't looked at them,
Yeah.
so it could be sunk in there.
Yeah, we could give it a quick. We'll give it a quick once over on the video. Why not? Why not?
Um, oh,
Um.
they've got a maintenance coming on the 26th, so I wonder if they'll do something then.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's in a week's time. Hey, I could just be talking absolute nonsense, because there is nothing else on here.
So just yeah, it looks like interface stuff, market updates, trading updates, that sort of stuff. Pay with Klarna now. There you go, buzzing. I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. That's a bit yeah,
It's a
bit
bit
of
weird.
a, a bit of a weird one. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, the maintenance. To be fair, that's going to be. I guess that must be when they're implementing the new game. Must be like because obviously I'm assuming they would have to take it down for a bit to take out rivals and put in the new game. You know what I mean?
You would have thought.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's us for this week. There you have it then, boys. That is our week rounded up. As always, do let us know in the comments who you want to pick for the Comments Premier League. Do you like the idea of cap, uncap? Of course, please do leave a like. It does mean more than you can imagine for the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.